Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. A Long Way Gone by Ishmael Bey. The memoir of a boy soldier. This story follows Ishmael Bey, the main character, who's a normal boy living in Sierra Leone, who unwillingly gets caught up in a civil war over his homeland when his village is attacked when he is away with his friends. As the boys fled from the city to within Sierra Leone, they try desperately to avoid the trials of war. Along the way, they run and grow desperate of food and water and other essentials to the keys to surviving.
The Revolutionary United Fronts, or the Rebels, is the army that has been blamed for the death of Ishmael's family. So, in aspirations for revenge, Ishmael manipulatively joins the Sierra Leone Armed Services and becomes a killing machine. While in the armed forces, Ishmael does unspeakable things and is hooked on a mix of cocaine and gunpowder known as Brown.
Eventually, the people in charge of Ishmael turn him into the UNICEF, after which Ishmael begins a lengthy and challenging rehabilitation process. Ishmael moves to Freetown and joins his extended family in a very weird house, mud-like hut that he lives in.
Eventually, he's invited to NYC to speak at a UN conference about his experience as a child soldier, and learns of others who have gone through similar experiences to himself, that he's gone through. He returns to Freetown, but the war escalates as the RUF ousts the civilian government, and the war catches up to Ishmael. Ishmael flees to Guinea, and eventually moves to the U.S. with his foster parent, Laura Sims. It's a storyteller he met at the UN convention.
Ishmael's life is the story of inner identity struggle and survival. At the beginning, Ishmael is a carefree young man who loves rap music and enjoys a simple life with his family. The main turning point in the novel is when his family is killed by the rebel army. We see Ishmael go from a happy young 12-year-old child to a man who's responsible for not only his life, but also for the lives of strangers, his brothers, and his friends.
Hello. Ishmael Bey. A quote from Ishmael Bey. It must be tough living with so many war stories. I was just living with one. Mine. And it was difficult, as the nightmares about what happened continued to torment me. Bey 151. After Ishmael, rescued by the UNICEF and rehabilitated, we can see how Ishmael isn't actually a killing machine. He's just emotionally vulnerable like every other kid. Anger, drugs, behind-the-street morals fade his morality and desires. This can be seen as a loss of innocence in Ishmael, as he went from a young boy to a killing soldier over the span of who knows. We can see that the angering state he was in was purely circumstantial, as Ishmael struggles to forgive himself for the things he's done when he moves with Easter and extended family within the Freetown and along the coast.
Good afternoon. I was filled up with anger. I hissed, I boiled, and my heart felt as if I was going to explode. At the same time, I felt as if something had literally been placed on my head, heavier than I could imagine. And my neck was beginning to ache. If I hadn't stopped to rest on that hill, I could never, ever have got into gasoline. I would have never seen my family live. During the war, he became a killing machine, pretty much. This vulnerable state he's left in after that sudden death of his family causes him to become emotionally vulnerable and easily manipulated into fighting hard for the child soldier army.
The monkey spoke. If you shoot me, your mother will die. and if you don't, your father will die. The monkey resumed its position, chewing its food, and every so often scratched its head or the side of its belly. What would you do if you were the hunter? Would you kill the monkey? At the end of the story, Ishmael concludes that he would not kill the monkey. And I quote, "When I was 7, I had to answer this question that made sense to me. I never discussed it with anyone, though, for the fear of how my mother would feel. I concluded to myself that if I were the hunter, I would shoot the monkey so that I would no longer have the chance to put others in the same predicament." This quote shows how when Ishmael was invited to the UN convention, when he learned that others were going through the same situation that he was, fending for himself and then fighting for their lives every day, he realized the importance of sharing his experiences in order to help prevent this from happening to any other child. He becomes sympathetic for others in his situation, and he wants to do what he can to bring awareness to child soldiering and help to put it to an end.